Hey, Jamie Foxx. 1, 2, Puffy coming for you. 3, 4, you better lock those doors. 5, 6, those parties got you in some shit.
Listen, new information coming out on what's going on with Jamie Foxx, you guys. It was more serious than any of us thought. They are saying that Jamie Foxx is lucky to be alive. Now, we're going to get into these reports, including the way emergency room doctors almost lost him. You guys, Jamie has been to HE double hockey sticks and back. Thank goodness he is still with us. Just to bring you a little bit up to speed, nobody knows what's really going on with Jamie. They haven't given an official medical diagnosis. A lot of people said it was a stroke, a hemorrhagic stroke, which led to him having extreme paranoia, delusions, thinking people were out to take his life. So many things. On top of that, we know whatever the complication is, they said it's a complication, not an actual, which led us to believe that there was an actual condition. What's more, Nick Cannon hinted at, and it looks like he's going to announce sometimes in the next couple of weeks, that he is taking over a lot of Jamie Foxx's projects, letting us know that the road to Jamie Foxx's recovery is going to be a lot longer than any of us thought. You guys, let's get into this. They're saying Jamie Foxx is lucky to be alive after a terrifying medical crisis. It was touch and go, not just for hours. It was touch and go for days. Remember when Nick Cannon just said that Jamie Foxx is alert and awake, but nobody said he is communicating? Which calls into question Nick Cannon saying that Jamie Foxx gave him his blessing to take over his projects. If he was non-communicative and he just came out of basically what I assume is either a coma or a medically induced coma, how did he give you this blessing? You know what? Let's just get into this, because I'm sure the answer to that will actually come out sooner rather than later. They're saying Jamie Foxx was seconds away from catastrophe as he suffered a terrifying medical crisis. They said docs worked feverishly to revive the 55-year-old actor who was rushed to an Atlanta hospital on April 11th after falling fatally ill while shooting, Back in Action. That's a film he is shooting with Carmen Diaz and also Glenn Close. If you guys remember, Jamie is actually directing that film. He's also starring in that film too. It was going to be the big vehicle for him making the jump to be the director. They're saying Jamie suffered a serious medical episode and needed immediate attention. It was touch and go for days with him. He had to be revived. He's lucky to be alive. Sources said the desperate emergency room physicians likely saved his life, saying Jamie is very lucky he got treatment when he did. Again, this leads me to believe that the rumors about him having a hemorrhagic stroke are actually true. If you guys don't know, that is when your brain, what the blood vessels in your brain hemorrhage and it causes a stroke. On top of that, it causes bouts of paranoia, changes in mood, changes in temperament. It definitely messes with your mental health. Now, I do want to say this. As with all types of strokes, the sooner you get medical intervention, the easier it is to recover. Again, they're saying that Jamie got the best medical attention. He was rushed to an ambulance. They're saying the horrific episode was made public by his daughter, Corrine, who wrote on social media, luckily due to quick action and great care, he's already on his way to recovery. But, and here's the big but, insiders said the gritty situation has left him hospitalized for more than a week, was far more devastating than the family let on. They said Jamie suffers from high blood pressures, which doctors say can cause clots in the brain, leading to a stroke. Doctors believe this was a long time coming. They said that if they had not acted fast, Jamie would have been a goner. One insider insisted Jamie's breath with death actually may have saved his life because stress on the set of his new film was likely a major factor in his collapse. Again, I do want to point out, everybody with inside information is saying that it was due to something with stress. Jamie is not known to use any illicit substances. He is not known to be a partier. Again, do we know what somebody does in the privacy of their own home? No. But when it comes to Jamie Foxx, somebody cannot live a double life for over 2 decades in Hollywood and nobody really know about it or hear about it. I do believe this insider that is saying that Jamie actually suffered a stroke, that stroke with blood clots, and there was some type of brain hemorrhage. Now, they're saying he also had an absolute meltdown during production. This was in England. He went ballistic on several members of the crew, leading to the firing of 2.
If you have Prime,
Why don't you own apartment buildings? Seriously, why don't you own these big apartment buildings? And I get it. You might be thinking
2 directors and his own personal driver. Again, for anyone that actually knows a family member that suffered from strokes, it's not uncommon for you to have a completely different personality, a change in personality in the days or even weeks leading up to the stroke. Again, this is blood vessels in your brain, possibly a blood clot. That is what this changing. And honestly, let's be real, okay? Because I felt like all these leaks about Jamie like lashing out on set, it was a little bit unfair. Now, just hear me when I say this, and then I'll get back into this article. Jamie's known to be nice, generous, kind, really salt of the earth type of guy, okay? The fact that on most movie sets, actors, actresses, directors, whoever, are just they act a D fool. There's stress, there's millions on the line, your career's on the line. It's just not easy. Now, am I making an excuse for Jamie? Absolutely not. But I do want to point out that Jamie Foxx's reputation, okay? His reputation is so good. And he treats people so well. And no matter what's going on, he always treats people with dignity and respect. That the first time he actually flips out, okay, and acts like an a-hole, people are like, oh my God, and there's all these think pieces written around it. Again, this lets me know what type of person Jamie Foxx is. And again, it sounds like these flip outs were out of character. Now, they're saying that he reportedly suffered, when he suffered that meltdown, the drama on the set reportedly ran so high, the tense atmosphere led Carmen to rethink her celebrated return to acting after a 9-year absence. They said Jamie was absolutely troubled throughout the shoot. He wasn't fun to be around, especially for Carmen, but now there seems to have been a good reason for it. Again, Carmen Diaz came out of retirement to help her friend Jamie, and kudos for her for actually doing that. But let's be real. Carmen was probably like, I'm just not down with acting. To leave something for 9 years, I mean, come on. We can't blame that on Jamie either. And Carmen Diaz has not come out and said this, so this is all speculation. They said over the weekend, sources said Jamie was awake and alert, but still recovering in the hospital under the doctor's care. It's important also to note that Jamie has not been released. Hardly anybody except for family and very, very close friends have been able to see him. And the only person that publicly commented was Nick Cannon. And that was just to say that Jamie asked them to take over a few projects and that Nick is going to be announcing it very, very shortly. Again, Jamie Foxx and Nick Cannon have been friends for a long time. I don't doubt that Jamie didn't ask someone he trusted and knew and loved like a brother to take over the slack. I'm just saying, even in Nick's statement, he acknowledged that Jamie is not communicative, but said that he somehow has Jamie's blessing.
Now, I'm going to be honest with y'all. I don't know if y'all feel the way that I feel, but let's get into it. Me personally, Jamie Foxx is a big star up on the roster. Okay, a person of his caliber don't fall sick, and there's nothing to say about it. There's no real information. It's a lot going on behind the scenes that's not for you and me. That's what that displays, okay? Because when a person of this caliber goes through something like this and there's no explanation for it, I mean, come on now. Every other day, they putting out some flimsy report. Oh, Jamie's had to have this, but he's doing well. Jamie's had to do this, but he's doing well. Bullshit. I smell a fly on some shit. I'm telling you the truth. We not getting the true story of it all. All right. Just like they not letting us or letting it be known that this man feels that Puffy is really trying to take him out or whatever the case may be, allegedly. And I say that because when you know too much and you start to talk too much, we got to shut you up. And for the last couple of weeks, months, days before this situation took place, you've seen the interviews that Jamie Foxx has been doing. Okay. And in those interviews, when it comes to somebody else's contacts, maybe you taking and putting too much information out there that another person does not want to know. But it's kind of convenient that the situations and the similarities vary between the two. Usher was sleeping in the bed with Puffy at 13. Jamie Foxx lets it out that Nick Cannon was sleeping on his couch at 13. This is not something that's okay. What it's letting you know is that there is repeat pedophilia going on in the industry, okay? And when you do not submit or admit to what it is that they want it is or want you to do, or you start to talk too much, now they got to get rid of you, because we can't afford for you to pull the bag off or the wool off of everybody's eyes for them to know what's really going on here. Before we have that happen, we'll make sure that you are removed. And this seems like a classic case of someone being removed. Anybody that has anything or has said anything about Puffy in the past, it has not turned out good, or they turned up dead. Period, point blank. Now, Jamie Foxx has had a beautiful career. But what these people choose to do behind closed doors when we not there and we don't see be the things that cause the travesty that they can't get past in their life, obviously. Because when you doing these parties and you letting it be known, yeah, Puffy said he threw a party for $1.5 million, and what was going on at these parties? And from what we've all heard, we know what be going on at these parties. So if you was there, that makes you a part. You wasn't just there as a bump up guest. No, you were invited guest, and you attended and you stayed for the festivities. So that make you just as guilty and just as dirty as anybody else was there. Now, what you being crucified for at this point is maybe the things that your eyes seen, because the eyes can't lie. And what you see is what you saw. And once you see it, you can't unsaw it. And they trying to make sure you unsaw it at this point in time. Now, if you get into the back story of it all, a couple of weeks ago, before all of this panned out and Jamie got sick, him and Puffy was like this. But now when you start talking too much, we got to get like this. So we're going to go from this to this real quick, because now I got to protect me. And if any of the things that we've heard about Puffy is true, then obviously we would know why he would need to get away and separate himself as soon as possible, or get rid of a person. Everybody that had a story to tell, like I said, is no longer here. So Jamie better be careful and be very, very aware of his surroundings, the situations that he places himself in from this point on, because we don't want to hear that Jamie is gone. And it won't be for natural causes or things that happen naturally in life. It'll be the things that he did for enjoyment in life, the things that he took part of and played a part of in life, the people he associated himself with in life. And what is the price of fame when it can cost you ultimately your life? I mean, the money is good, I guess, because then you can do what it is that you need to do to support you and your family. But what comes with the money, I would definitely pass on, because I wouldn't be able to have to deal with those type of things in my spirit. And anything that you deal with that has a demeaning or demonic spirit is of no good, of no good, of no good at all. So we all gonna pray and hope that Jamie gets better, gets well, and everything takes a turn for the up instead of the down. Hopefully we don't have to come back and say, you know, give out RIPs, because Jamie is really a fixture in the black filmmaking industry. He's really played some good parts, and he did a good job at playing his part. And I would hate the part of the parties and the people that he chose to party with to take him from being up here to being out of here, if you understand what it is that I mean. I don't know what it is that they have these people doing, or what direction you have to go in when it comes to you being famous. But you know, like they said, we all heard about the Nori door. You either go left, right, or forward. And if you decide to go forward, then you're on your own. I would rather take the path of forward and being on my own if turning left and right is going to give me either one or any of these types of fights. Because, this is not definitely what's up. And I'm shocked at Jamie Foxx, to be honest, because I wouldn't never get that from him as a person. But they say you never really know a person. And just being honest, we know him from what we see on TV. We don't know a person up close and immediate. So the things they do in the dark that may come to the light will be the things that, woo, the type of things that have you laying in the hospital bed, running for.
This T with Tay. Hit the like button, please don't play.